All right, our viewers, you are welcome back to Coin Black Talk Show this week. We are on News Peddlers, where we come live to you every Sunday evening. We discuss matters concerning Badagry, Nigeria, and the world at large. This is a show of where we discuss matters of public concern, where we bring people's concern. What is where people are feeling inconvenience, where the challenges in the country. This is where we discuss it, and we send our plea to government in areas where government need to come in. About Badagry today, we've seen the construction of Lagos Badagry Expressway, and you can say it has been improving, and it's coming out in a better way. One part of the lane has been constructed fully from roundabout to Agbara. So now the second lane, some part of it has been constructed to Agbara and some to roundabout. So I think, don't you think this is commendable in terms of the area of the House of Rep member, the person of Honorable Sesi Winger? Before now, he has said that this road, the construction will be going on fast pace, because when you compare the pace they are constructing it to the way it were before he comes in, you will see the difference there. What do you think this construction can bring to the Badagry and its environment?
Well, you see, we have to commend the Federal House of Representatives member who is representing Badagry, Honorable Sesi Winger. For me, I think he's even doing the job that our senator should be doing.
Okay, that's the person of
Senator Adebule. Yeah. We have not felt her impact per se in Badagry
for the past year now.
More than a year now that she has been in office. But the person we have always been seeing who is still making moves, doing one thing or the other, has always been the Federal House of Representatives member of the lower chamber. But you see, giving his word back then that the construction will move at a more faster pace, and for what we have seen so far currently, and for contractors who are back on site and they are working very fast to ensure that the road is completed on time and delivered on time. So many things can be said about that. One, it's going to encourage more residents, more people to come to Badagry,
even investors
in Badagry. It is going to lead to investors coming back to Badagry. Road is very, very important. It's the soul of any economy. So if we have good roads, now people will start coming back. People will start coming in. People will start having a relief in investing in Badagry key areas. And we have to pay credit to him for using his powerful lobby to speak with the executive for them to release funds to the contractors that are working on sites, because without those funds they wouldn't have returned back to that site. So definitely it's a credit to him. We applaud him, and we are equally employing him to do more, because if you look at Ikoga Road, it's equally a federal road. That road is not even actually Ikoga Road. We are only trying to cut it to the Lagos State side of it. So their road is Lagos Ikoga Muwo Adodo Road.
Yeah.
So that is actually that road, and that road actually links to Aton. From Aton, you can move to any other place you want to go to. So that road is equally a federal road, and even if, like they have been doing in the past, for them to maintain, even if it is the Lagos State aspect of it, at least to relieve Lagosians from the stress and from the pain they currently pass through, so it will be more applaudable. Of course, we have seen some statement from him some months ago, or probably I think late last year or early this year.
Yeah.
He has issued some statement in regards to that road, that construction will start on that road this year. But up till now, we have not seen any
sign.
tangible sign that there is going to be any work there. I think he should equally use his office to lobby more where necessary for us. If that Ikoga route actually becomes a very motorable route again, is definitely going to encourage more people. But recently, I can tell you confidentially that a lot of people are moving out from Ikoga because of that route. The money, the economy currently is not friendly to anybody. There is serious hardship. And currently, for people who are using cars, you know what it means, they are paying more. And for you to now repair, in fact, most often the major problem is their wheel. The front wheel is always having problems. So they are usually complaining about, the tires of their vehicle. That's the Azu or whatever they call it, is always giving fault and different mechanical faults. Bad road will definitely give you serious problems. So most of them are moving out. In fact, in my own area too, somebody has moved out from there, relocating, citing that the cost of maintaining his vehicle is enough to rent an apartment outside where he doesn't need to access this Ikoga road at all. So for me, I think they should do more. We want all of them should come together, use their lobby where necessary, regardless of whether this place is your jurisdiction or not. Use your lobby where necessary. Let us bring some relief to our people. So if that road is equally more accessible, I think it's going to be a lot of credits on their parts. History will be kind to them. People will definitely say something. And if you are doing good, people will talk. If you are doing bad, people will definitely talk. And what your own side of the story is going to be definitely lies in your own hand when you have opportunity to corridor of power. So I think for what we have seen so far, it's a good one for Badagry.
Yeah, even currently there are other construction ongoing in Badagry, in Nigeria Aziz to be precise. The part of the comprehensive secondary school Aziz, which is the Greek, our road is under construction, and and another one towards the mosque Aziz and
mosque behind
the new market. Yeah, that one too is ongoing. I think we will comment the chairman on that Aziz, and even the assembly member who is the Honorable Engineer Setunji. So don't you think, because I'm on my own thinking, don't you think if those link roads are being connected properly, it will even further lead to the economic improvement and people relieving them, as you have mentioned, in terms of the effect people are complaining about the bad road in this area?
You see, the thing is, if we have good roads in Badagry, there are a lot of people who own houses in Badagry, but they are not living in Badagry because of bad roads. Most of their complaint has always been that they even if they have their own car, for them to move from their house to major roads, it's a lot of stress and headache for them. But if roads are good and are in good condition, I can tell you a lot of people will come back to their houses because the rent, the tenement rates they are paying in people's houses in Lagos is exorbitant. But they are paying those money just for comfort. It's not as if they are even more comfortable than their own house, but because they have no choice than to pay those money, that is why most of them are there. But if we have improved road networks, you see a lot of people who will be moving back to Badagry and they will be moving right from their house. If you are going to places like Ikeja and the road is very good, once you leave your house around 5 o'clock, if there is no hold up, before 6:30 you are already in Ikeja. So you now see that if we have all of this in place, people will have more relief, and we should appreciate Honorable Chairman for fixing that Greek road. That place
is still ongoing.
that road, it links to farm settlement.
Yeah.
And farmers need good routes to transport their goods. So if this route is fixed, it's going to bring a lot of relief and succor to the people, not only the residents of that area, but even to the farm settlements. So it's a good one. These are some of the issues we have been agitating for, that we need an improvement in, physical infrastructure within Badagry. But we are equally saying that, look, areas that are, looking like they are absolutely neglected, places like Ikoga axis, that is Ikoga, Igborusun, Atikurome, Iragon, Iragbo, Erikiti, Dovoeke, Javi, and some
those
other
are just the communities on I think that area you just mentioned now is one of the underdeveloped,
most neglected areas.
And
if you look at all of this area, they cannot even point to one single road except the road that they grade by themselves. Even if the local government is even providing, probably graders to go to those communities to grade their road, even when it is yet to be constructed, at least they should grade those roads for it to be, motorable. The resident will feel the impact of local government. They will feel the impact of their representative. But I can tell you as of today, there is no single road within all of these areas that I have mentioned that you can drive for 3 minutes without entering into one big road. So this is not too good. It is, the whole of that area is absolutely neglected.
I think
if we go to places like Ajara, places like Badagry, you see a lot of roads that have been constructed.
That is ongoing too,
and still ongoing, and it is bringing a lot of succor to those who are living around that place. I know of somebody who moved, out of Ikoga axis to move to Badagry Mentor. What is the difference? But you consider all of these factors, the road is extremely bad in Ikoga axis. There is no difference for somebody moving from Ikoga to Badagry,
which is just few kilometers.
Still within the same axis. For the person to have moved from his own comfortable house, although even if he is moving to another house. But I know some of the factors that have propelled him, to move out is just, number one, the road. The money they are spending on cars alone is too exorbitant. So for me, I think that despite the commendations that they will get from fixing all of these roads, the focus should not be on Ajara and Badagry alone. They should look at other rural areas,
including Badagry West.
Of course, we know that Badagry West too, they cannot even point to any significant road in that whole area.
Despite the fact how much important that is to Nigeria
as a nation. So you see, in all, we are saying that they should try to do things in other areas of Badagry, especially this axis, this Ikoga Mowo axis. If they are doing, at least fixing some of the roads in those communities, the residents is going to feel, a lot of relief. And again, fixing those roads alone is going to open up those communities to development.
Better economic chances.
Exactly. So for me, I will credit the Honorable Chairman. We will equally credit Honorable Setonji Devi. Honorable Setonji Devi has seriously been, doing his best in terms of infrastructure, despite the fact that he is not primarily assigned to do that. But some of the constituency allowance he has been getting, he has been using them judiciously. This is not the first time he's fixing roads. He has fixed roads in some other areas too in Badagry. And for him to be fixing this road from Pikwela Mosque to behind New Market, I think the road will continue probably down to Salu or thereabout. So it's a good one. He's opening up the community, and I think if Honorable Setonji David is doing this, especially that he's also from that same community, Honorable Sesi too can as well do the same. even if he's doing anything within his own immediate community, to let them have at least. I have seen a former deputy governor in the states around 2004, 2005. They fixed a road mainly because of her, because the road directly links to her house. A lot of people will express their dissenting views that it is because of the road is linking to her
How
house,
about
or
people that are not
living there? But at least those living around that same axis is going to say, okay,
the road will not be closed when she is not available.
Exactly.
Not that it will be open only when the
exactly. So these are some of the things we are saying, that look, let your
immediate people,
let them also feel an impact of why you are representing them. Of course, your constituency has been, captured already, but your immediate community, don't you see the idea that no, that idea is wrong, because if the Ile is not thoroughly fixed,
the convenience, the comfort,
you cannot have that so you can't have it back at home. So you need to fix your home. So that is what we are saying, that look, they should do more. Engineer Setonyi David is doing well, even in terms of he has currently started resume the
dredging of canals.
All those drainages. So they are currently working on them just to ensure that there is no flooding in Badagry, and it's a good one. The recent rainfall that we had, it was because of his effort that Badagry was able to survive it, that they couldn't experience any kind of flooding within Badagry, and it's a good one. So we are equally imploring all of them, they should do more. They should even look beyond the outskirts of Ajara and Badagry. Let them look inward. Let them open up other communities with good roads.
All right, thank you very much, Evans. Regard that. I believe the authorities in power would see the need to look into what we've said so far, and we at the same time are commending their efforts, and I believe the Badagry people will still want more of their good deeds. Secondly, today on Point Blank Talk Show, we will be looking at Nigeria. Generally, we saw the Kogi State, the governor, the Supreme Court has announced that the current governor of Dovoeke is the official and legal winner of the 2023 general election. And immediately after the announcement, there was an attack on some opposition candidates. But what do you think would have led to that? Don't you think that speaks of some political undertone?
Well, you see, the case in Kogi State is just one of those things that we should expect. That the governor of Kogi State, you are already the governor, and he, the SDP governorship candidate Ajaka sued him, which is
normal in a democratic setting.
Yes, he's expressing his rights in a legitimate manner. And that is the only way that is acceptable to the Nigerian constitution. And he pursued the case down to Supreme Court, which is normal. He's not trying to use talks to go after the government, which in any case he does not even have the financial capacity to do that. So he go through a court, and the court made a ruling. And look, they are upholding the victory of the APC candidate, which is Dovoeke, the current governor. And the next thing was, troops of chaotic people who were, running after him, throwing things at Ajaka. Or I see it as barbaric. It is not making any sense at all. Why should people who choose to express their support in a legal way, people who are expressing their own support to the governor, now attack somebody who have lost a case? Is it a mockery of democracy, or what should we call it? Because for me, it does not make any sense. Why should they attack him? Already that he has been defeated in the court,
and he even accepted.
Of course, it's enough to demoralize him. But now attacking him and throwing things at him even in presence of, in within the confines of the premises of the court, and even outside the court premises. And for there should, I mean, there was no apprehension from
There's no
security
consequences to that.
agency. And even I don't know if the governorship candidate has made a video to condemn the act, but I think those acts are barbaric. They should not be seen in a democratic setting.
Yeah.
That they choose to celebrate the victory of the governor, they can go along by celebrating with him, but going after a contestant who felt that like he was cheated in the election and have a right to go to court and challenge the victory in court, has never committed a crime and should not be treated in that manner. For me, I think that what the supporters of the governor have done is barbaric and should not be accepted. The governor himself should come out and condemn that act if he has not done so. So that's my view.
Thank you for that. We hope the government do the right thing, because this Nigeria is known to be a democratic state. I believe we should do all we can, all we could, to uphold democratic principles and laws. Secondly, in Nigeria, so recently we saw the heavy rainfall that happened some days ago, and the flooding in the northern part of the country, just leading to flooding farms, and people lost in their homes and their properties. Looking at the current economic condition of Nigeria, the importance of food, which northern part of the country is known as the major
food production
area. What do you think this is? What do you think this can? What impact do you think this can still further have on the economy and the food production of the country?
You see, the rainfall that recently happened in the north, and the effect we have seen, especially in the Java states, is just about, it's not about rainfall alone, because there have been issues of alleged probably flooding coming in from Niger and from Mali, and they are all coming towards that axis. There have been an allegation to that effect that some of these are coming inward from those areas to that northern part of Nigeria. But for me, I think that it's just a call to responsibility on the northern governors, because if you see, even in video clips, you see a lot of the whole community was flooded in such a way that nobody can stay. Farms were flooded, and even there has been a report that about 30 people died. So these are issues that should call the serious concern of the government, especially the northern governors and even the presidents, that they need
and their representatives.
All their representatives, that they need to create means for all of this. There should be a proper drainage system. There should be a means to contain or to control, if possible, all of these challenges, especially flooding, because north produces larger percentage of food we consume in Nigeria, and for them to be facing flood, like the flood we have seen, it destroyed a lot of rice fields in the north, and it equally destroyed a lot of farmlands, and it has equally led to, rather than the usual idea that we have been having internally displaced people that were created as a result of insurgency, now it is flooding, a natural problem that to some extent can be controlled, but because there was no measures in place to control or contain them on time, it has led to people being displaced. A lot of thousands of people have been displaced from their homes, and they are now on the street as internally displaced people who can no longer access their home currently. But what Nigerian government can do, especially those northern government, they should look for means, and for those who have lost their farm, there should be palliatives to them. The government should have a means of giving them support, especially to farmers, for them to even in a place that they are contemporarily going to stay, they should have means to go back to farmland. Probably government can subsidize or pay for farmland
Yeah,
for them
make
in those states.
provisions.
Make provision to them for them to have access to farmland so that the production will continue. Of course, we have had a disaster, and I think that the national emergency or
Commission.
management disaster one agency,
NEMA.
NEMA, so National Emergency Management Agency, and visit these people and give them their own support just to ensure that they do not entirely lose out. And that is why at some point northern farmers need to be properly educated, especially for them to insure their farms.
Okay, even and it's better to study the weather. Because today now there is a lot of there are different scientific tools and softwares that can make it easy to study the weather.
Yes, studying the weather does not determine flooding.
Yeah, okay.
So the issue is whether they study the weather or not.
Okay.
The weather will only tell them that okay, there will be rainfall, or there is going to be 2 days, 10 days, 30 days, 30 1 month, 2 months rainfall.
Okay.
But it's not going to tell them whether it will lead to flooding or not.
Okay.
So for me, I think that what they can do is just to insure their farm against disaster. That would have been the best for them. Whether there is going to be a disaster or not, once you insure your farm, and in a situation of disaster, disaster management agency is going to take care of that.
Looking at the people that does the farming in the northern part of Nigeria, the larger percentage of them are poor people that just average people that manage. Do you think they can afford insuring their land, their farms?
You see, if you think that those farmers are poor people, then I think you are not entirely getting it right. Because farmers are rich.
Okay.
And if you have to agree with me, they should be able to insure their farm, because they are not, they are not a subsistence farmer. They are commercial farmers, and they are not for them to be commercial farmers. They are not farming on 1 acre of land or 2 acres of land. So, and they are not farming on 1 plot of land in such a way that when the disaster happens, they can easily cope with it. But we are talking about hectares or acres of land where they are farming. So in a situation of disaster, they should be able to have a source of confidence that look, we have some agency that in a situation of this we will get some support back from them. So I think the best thing for them to do is just for them to allow themselves to go and register for all of these insurance.
Okay. Thank you so much. As regard that, before we go on this show today, we saw, or still on flooding, we saw what happened in Bangladesh, and it has become another disaster over there. What do you think? Over time, people have been saying that all these are coming as a result of climate change and the destruction of ozone layer and several other factors. What other thing do you think could have been the factors that are leading to this? Because over time, it's going over the control of man.
Hey, you see, one thing is, man has their own power to tamper or alter the climate by the activities conducted by man. So over the years, the activities of man, according to scientific evidence, they have said that the activities of man is creating more danger to the ozone layer, and it has often led to more problem for planet Earth. In this same way, in a situation where there is going to be flooding, you see, two things are creating all of these problems, especially this flooding problem. Now, rainfall will come, then those Arctic regions too, they are melting faster, which is equally leading to rise in sea level and every other water. So water level is increasing. Now, once there is any form of heavy rainfall, and it can no longer be accommodated in by water bodies, definitely it will look for means to go out. And if you look at what people have been doing by disrupting water source, places that water can easily align themselves together, and like water banks, people have been constructing houses. The consequence is that water will definitely fight back, and the water will definitely have its way. You cannot stop it. No matter the building you have erected, it's definitely going to have consequence. So definitely. So if you look at the case of Bangladesh in this regard, you see that um, Bangladesh is just suffering one of those problems of flooding, and it has been the problem that it's not. They are not the only one who is suffering from it. There are different places across the world, countries across the world. But some countries are able to manage their own by fixing, the appropriate channel for all of these problems. But in this case, this has threatened Bangladesh. It has been threatening them over the years, and even they have recently, issued statement like they are planning to even relocate the capital of Bangladesh to probably another place, to tell you how severe the flooding is in that area. And even currently, I think about 13 people have been killed by the flooding, and we have seen that so many damages have been done. There are over 4.5 million people that have been displaced within the state, and over 190,000 people are currently in emergency shelter within the same country. So for me, their government need to look for means to probably
address the challenge.
Address these challenges. If the lasting solution would be that they can create an artificial water body that will accommodate all of this, they should create it, because there is no way you can stop water. If that will lead to solution, they should create it and ensure that it is under government protection, that nobody is violating those places, even when it is in dry season. But if all of these are not created, there is no way all of these problems will keep on persisting. Flooding will keep coming. So they need to just look for a means to resolve all of these problems. And even it is in the same vein that it still applies to places like Lagos. They should equally try to. This is a warning signal that we have been seeing flooding in every other areas right now. Places like Lagos that is surrounded by water.
At some point Lagos also experienced it this year.
Of course, we know. And even currently, they should be preparing. They should look for means to fix in things in place that will readily absorb, or even structures that are obstructing water. They should pull them down, because water will definitely fight. And if they are not ready to pull them down, water will come. It will disperse people. And Lagos State government too. Sorry that I'm even digressing back to Nigerian issue, but I need to just say it. Lagos State government to support Badagry heavily by investing in road infrastructure, so that Lagos will be decongested back to Badagry.
Thank you so much, as you got that. This is still Point Blank Talk Show on News Peddlers, where we'll talk about matters of public concern. We speak in the voice of the people, challenges where people are facing in Badagry, and where we discuss matters around the world. Thank you for being with us. Like and follow our channels. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Like our on Instagram. Have a nice week ahead. God bless.
Thanks.